5.
And welcome back to Tight Sports, everybody. It may be hard to believe, but we are 10 days out from the Rose Bowl, where our beloved Crimson Tide will face off with the Michigan Wolverines. But today I wanted to just do a recap. I had a chance to look over the recruiting situation for the University of Alabama, and I started to think, how can I get inside of what's going on at the University of Alabama regarding recruiting? Like, where are we? So I just went over to Tuscaloosa News and I picked up one of Nick Kelly's articles where he was grading the Alabama football program, trying to see how we did, how did we fare, as he says here, and just breaking everything down. Everybody know that Julian Sayin is supposed to be legit. I cannot say I have watched all the film on all of these people, but the 5 stars, yeah, they look like grown men among boys. That's usually the measure. When I look out there, I'm like, hey man, whose daddy is that out there? This looks like a Thanksgiving dinner going wrong. Please get this grown man off this field. Usually that's a pretty good indication the guy has definitely mastered the high school game. But I just had to take a little exception. I know they have to write everything for a living, but they say he had a big miss in Edric Houston, Buford, Georgia defensive lineman, and he was a commit to a school already. And I guess the miss was that this guy still stuck with his original commitment. I commend him for digging it out for whatever reason, but it's one guy, and you never know what that one guy, whether he may leave next year. He may miss his baby and want to go back home. And I mean, baby is in girlfriend. Hopefully he's not a teenage parent, but it happens. Just get homesick. Tuscaloosa is closer to Buford than Columbus, Ohio, but whatever. But here we go again. Mr. Kelly, he just says it's not at the same ridiculously elite level of class that it was last year. They had 9 5-stars. I don't know how many of them hit the portal because, that's one thing about it. You hit that portal and they're gone. You got them 1 minute and they're gone. I went back and looked over the previous classes and, I don't care who they were. Some of those names, they just don't hear from them. I'm interested in the 4 stars and the 3 stars, but you never know. So let's take a little, by the way, he gave him an A-. So congratulations, Coach Nick Saban, owner of multiple national championships. You got an A- from the Tuscaloosa News. Very, very good, sir. Very good. You're doing well. Yeah, whatever. So I said I'll start and see. Where are we? Here's the offense. These are I guess this is at least the 2-player depth chart. But these are the people that'll be lining up here against Michigan, and that's going to change. Yeah, that's going to change because how much it may change by we don't know, because we know one of these juniors could have one of those great games. You got 2 more games. You can have a great game and you become a very hot commodity to the coaches in the NFL. You never know what may happen. If you remember O.J. Howard, he was an injury riddled in his last season, so he played some, but they got in the playoffs. Oh man, I don't know how it was 3-4 plays was just like, oh, we gotta have this guy, and he's still, I think, now with the Texans. So I'm just doing my best job to see who I think is going based on what I've read and what I hear, and who may be coming back. So we look at Seth McLaughlin. I think Seth has a 5th year that he can utilize. But J.C. Latham is a very hot commodity. Say he's a possible first rounder, so it could be gone. Jace and Roydell, they're seniors. I don't know if they have a COVID year or a 5th year, or I don't know somebody at the NCAA that could get more time to play at Alabama. But right now, when I look at the overall grouping, I mean, this is a strong group coming back in next year. I mean, Jermaine Burton could come back, could have 2 great games and be gone. But man, this is a strong group. And a lot of these guys are getting playing time in that, with the rotations. So I feel real good about this. The quarterback situation is changing, but like I said, we got somebody coming in that's ready to go, maybe in a year or so. So that's not so bad. All we need is, we can always improve on our blocking, even in the next game. So that sticks out to me. I'd like to know what kind of lineman we got coming in. Here's the defense. Couple of seniors stick out to you. Justin Eboigbe. But Justin is, it looks like he's redshirted. He could stick around, but have a great game, be gone. Chris Braswell, same thing. Dallas Turner is fish grease hot. I mean, I do believe in striking when the iron's hot, and but we got his back. There's a lot of talent about it. This is a strong team. I mean, it's kind of a young team to be going in the playoffs. Gives me a little bit of concern, but it explains our earlier troubles in the season. And I thought that Arnold was out of here. The way he ball hawks everything, and oh man, he is by rule. I think he can step out. This is his third year out of high school, but it looks like he may be coming back. Wow. So again, overall, a very strong unit. I like to pay attention to the defensive line. These sophomores here and the other guys rotating in as a sophomore and junior. I hate to just, look over people, but I will say next year it's looking pretty good. It's looking really good. Moving on, special teams. There is an issue. Sort of. Will is gone, y'all. Graduate students finally stepping out of here, but not going to just freak out totally. Connor Talty, he was the number 2 kicker in that's rated by 24/7 online magazine, and number 10 by ESPN according in the last class. So he's there. He has played a little bit for us against Middle Tennessee, Mississippi State, and Chattanooga in the Mississippi State game. If you remember, he had a huge tackle along the sideline to stop a possible score. So, we know he will hit. Kool-Aid is, like I said, Kool-Aid could be gone, but look who's behind him, Isaiah Bond. I think he could probably do the job and figure out how to make a couple big plays there, at least keep us from losing. And you see Roy Dale is a backup for a kick returner, and so is Arnold. So this is a big, I guess, gap, if we have one, is right here. But like I said, I'm just looking at what the needs are. So you look at who we brought in. Coach had Julian there, and Mbakwe, Brown. I mean, these guys, they are, like I say, they're going into a process. This is fine material, a fine group of men going through a process. It's kind of like the SEALs, I guess. You got to qualify to get to the Navy SEALs, but when you come from all kind of different ways with all kind of maybe, like a uneven stone. But when they go through the process with the SEALs, they come out as pretty good elite soldiers. So I think the same thing here. You have to have a good group of young men coming in, and Saban knows how to process them into fine athletes for our team. Casey Poe, taking a look at him, big lineman out of Lindale, Texas. I just think when you get improve their blocking around that offense, we're just going to be able to do more to people. So get a little nasty. As you see, we're going away from the finesse style or more passing and a lot of slinging it around, getting back to basically, running the ball straight up the middle, right over people, make them not want to tackle. Easiest way to keep the ball in football. Here we got William Sanders, Brookwood, Alabama. Look at the size, man, 6'3", 290. Wow. And I don't worry about people being 3 stars. Like I said, you come in there as a 4-star, you leave as a first-round draft pick, or maybe you come in as a 3-star and leave as a 3rd-round draft pick. It's all about going through the process, having a knowledgeable coach, giving you the tools the techniques and the fundamentals to get better and better every year, maybe even every game. Then you got Joseph here, Ionata, out of Clearwater, Florida, 6'4" and a half, 294 pounds. God, man. Woo. Come on now. You never know what this 3-star is going to turn into. Because take a look at this. I went back. I found this 3-star. May have heard of him, named Seth McLaughlin. He's your center, folks, out of Beaufort, Georgia. Came in as a 3-star. Nationally, wasn't even ranked. He was 17th in his position and the 76th ranked player in his state, which would be Georgia. Came in at 6'4", 270 pounds. That young man now is listed at 6'4", 305 pounds. I'm sure it's all muscle. So we never know where we're going to end up when we start. Go in the process. And, you know, he's on some boards. Like I say, he does have another year, reportedly, that he could play. But he's on some boards as a center. You know, there's only 32 starting centers. You got to have backups. And maybe you can play a little guard, like Landon Dickerson is doing at left guard for Philadelphia Eagles. So, you know, maybe he'll add some more fundamentals, some techniques, some strength, some power, and some film, and go to the next level. And speaking of the next level, that wraps up my analysis of the University of Alabama's early signing class. And we still got a long way to go, folks. I don't know if you understand this process. I'm just learning it. The portal opens, it closes. Recruiting opens up, it closes, but it opens up again and it closes all the way over into May, if I'm not mistaken. But things are just nutty. And I didn't know, I don't want to leave you guys with just this in-depth analysis by some guy sitting in his home who hadn't coached nobody in about 30 years. But, or in football at least, I didn't know where to stick this in. I just thought I would leave you with this. There's a content creator named Chris Harper. And I'm going to put this is pretty much the entire link, but I'll put the link in the description below. It's something he picked up on that I didn't hear anybody talk about. Everybody keeps saying that Alabama got a bunch of breaks in the Auburn game that let us win and got a lot of breaks in the Georgia game. Well, we all get breaks. Sometimes we don't get a face mask called against us. Sometimes we do. Most times you do. But I didn't even see this because, you know, after the Iron Bowl it was all joy, but you know, you're trying to be critical or criticize, not critique your team. You want them to do better, but I missed this. I'll just tell you, I missed this. I still celebrate the nightmare at Jordan-Air every time I get a chance, and I'm about to do it right now. And I will check in with you guys tomorrow in day 9 days until the Rose Bowl, but I'm going to leave you with this.
Of 18. Yeah, he was not expecting it, and it was not accurate. Here we go. 4th and goal. Might only be a 2-man rush this time. That's all it is. There's a lot of airspace to cover for Milroe. Still looking. Firing. Near corner. It's caught! Touchdown, Alabama! Isaiah Bond on a 4th and a mile. 31 yards. Touchdown Tide.
We always keep thinking we've seen it all, and we never have we?
Bond. Isaiah Bond. Unbelievable.
Clearly at it. One-on-one to the outside. DJ James is there. Yes, a little shove, but in that situation on fourth down, they're going to let a man fight in the end zone.
How can you not want to watch that play every day of the year? Man, I got to check. But I think they photoshopped this referee. He ain't moved yet. I ain't seen him move the whole time. So I don't know. I ain't going to do AU like that. I don't know. Maybe he couldn't hear. You know, it's kind of loud down that end zone right there. I mean, it's 3 claps. He ran up there like I don't know. I'm just going to say Roll Tide, everybody. I'm just excited. My heart is pumping. Roll Tide.